I was standing in the hallway when my phone rang. The still floated in the air, and the smell of old paper mixed with fresh cement, heavy and unsettling. Like a memory I didn't want to revisit, the contractor's voice was calm but cautious. "Sir, you should come see this," he said. "But don't come alone, bring everyone. That single word tightened my chest. A year after my wife passed away, I had finally found the strength to renovate her old office. I kept telling myself it was just a room, just walls, furniture, nothing more. But grief lies. Rooms remember. When I arrived, my heart nearly stopped, and I knew I was about to say things I had been holding inside for a long time. A year earlier, I had buried her, the love of my life, my partner, the only person who understood my silences and never feared them. People told me time would dull the pain. They were wrong. Time sharpens it. It teaches you exactly where it hurts most. That office had been hers, a private consulting space inside a commercial building my younger brother Samir and I owned. Together, he stood beside me at the funeral, his hand on my shoulder, promising to manage everything while I healed. I trusted him. That was my first mistake. Samir and I grew up sharing everything, clothes, secrets, dreams. When I married her, he said I had finally found my life. When she died, he promised to protect what remained. For months, I avoided the building. Every bill, every update went through him. Renovations stalled, tenants changed, profits dropped. He blamed the market, I blamed fate. Then the pattern started to show: payments redirected, emails ignored. One day a tenant called me by mistake and said, "Sir, your brother approved it." Approved what? I didn't confront him that night. I listened instead. Grief had taught me patience. Betrayal taught me precision. Quietly, I hired a forensic accountant. Even more quietly, a lawyer. I requested access logs, camera footage, lease changes. That's when I found a tandem mail Samir sent from my wife's old office address, I fully taken over the space. He won't be back. He had moved in, rewritten leases, transferred ownership using forged approvals signed while my wife was hospitalized. When I was too broken to notice papers sliding under my hand, he didn't just take my business, he took my place. In that moment, my grief hardened into something useful. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I planned. I let him believe I was still lost, still grieving, still weak. I praised his leadership, asked harmless questions, signed nothing new. While he relaxed, my lawyer built the case, my accountant followed every dollar, and my investigator gathered footage. The renovation was the final step. It was the trap. When we opened the walls of her office, we found more than wires and dust. We found a hidden safe. The contractor didn't touch it, he called me instead. That's why I brought everyone: Samir, the tenants, board members, family. The safe was old. My wife had installed it years ago. I knew it was there, Samir didn't. I unlocked it slowly. Inside were original ownership papers, clean signatures, a private journal, and a USB drive. I looked at Samir, then really looked at him. His smile was already falling apart. I plugged the drive into the projector and the wall lit up. Office camera footage played, Samir forging signatures, coaching a clerk, moving money, sitting in her chair like a king wearing a stolen crown. The room went silent. When I spoke, my voice was steady. This renovation uncovered what grief kept hidden, I said. The evidence. Samir tried to interrupt. I raised my hand. "Don't," I said. "You've already said enough." The police walked in. Warrants followed. Accounts were frozen. Leases restored. The board voted without hesitation. Samir was escorted out of the building he thought he owned. As he passed me, his voice cracked. "You planned this?" I leaned closer and answered quietly. She would have. Today, the office is clean, bright, empty. I didn't keep it. I turned it into a foundation in her name, helping people rebuild after loss quietly, with purpose. Revenge didn't bring me joy. Justice brought me peace. Samir lost everything he took from me. I took back everything I was. Grief taught me how to survive. Betrayal taught me how to win, and some rooms don't hold ghosts, they hold the truth, waiting for the walls to come down.